For those of you who this is the first time you've seen a video from me, this is a little bit different from how I typically do my videos. But my name's Chris James, and I created this channel called A Healthy Alternative. I've started a Facebook group called A Healthy Alternative. And today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. It's probably about 1 a.m. and I don't know, I just felt moved to do this video. And there's a few things that have been on my mind, and I just kind of wanted to get it off my chest and share some of my thoughts with you guys. Today, I wanted to talk about the reality that we like to put people in positions, in leadership roles, and we want to look at them as teachers, whether they're speaking about health, whether they're speaking about religion, they could be pastors, whether we're learning history. Whatever it is that you guys are looking to learn and explore, we tend to want to put someone at the head of our learning experience. And I don't know, I'm starting to feel like we need to start focusing more on the individual, the person. All right. So I don't want to be seen as a leader. I don't want to be seen as a teacher. I don't want to be seen as the head of your health movement. I want you guys to look at me more as a conduit. So a lot of you guys already know I'm an electrician by trade, and we use metal pipe, right? The job of the conduit is not the electrical source itself. It has nothing to do with the wires. It's literally just a channel that the wires run through and that the power kind of runs through. And I want you guys to kind of start looking at me that way, as a channel, right? So I am a conduit to your learning experience, your health experience. If you guys are looking to learn about natural healing, healing yourself, and learning more about your own body and what your body is capable of, my job is to essentially bring that information to the forefront of your mind, but then it's your job to do the research, to start putting some of these practices at use in your own life and to see the results. It's not something that I could do for you. It's kind of like the old grandmas in the church used to say, I can't save you. I can't be saved for you, right? It's our own personal journey. And one of the things that I want to point out today is that we have to realize that we all have this power in us, and it's infinite. So that means whatever it is that you want out of life, whether it's a healthy relationship, whether it is, something more on a financial side, monetary, a lifestyle, whatever it is that you want out of life, it is 100% up to you to get it, to manifest it. And one of my favorite actors is Will Smith. And I was watching one of his talks. This was years ago. And he said something so profound. I'm going to share it with you guys today. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. But he pretty much said that no matter what it is out of life that you desire, whatever it is that you desire, you can have it. All you have to do is decide. All you have to do is make the decision to accept whatever it is that you want. Now, that sounds easy to do. We feel like we know what we want out of life. We feel like we've got all these things organized in our head, and it'd be easy to decide, oh, I want a bigger house. I want a nicer car. I want more money. I want health. But it's a little bit deeper than that. You have to become more in tune with your spiritual man, the spiritual aspect of ourselves. Some people call it a soul. Some people call it energy. Some people call it God. Whatever it is that you call it, or however you relate to it, you need to connect to that. And then that will allow you to have the desires of your heart. And essentially what we're talking about are the purest desires of the heart, right? Which, along my journey, what I've been learning is that we want freedom of creativity. We want the ability to live our lives. We want to be happy. We want to create, and we want to be able to share that creativity, however it is that you express it, with others. So this journey of health for me has not just been obviously a health journey. It's been a spiritual journey and a mental journey as well. and coming to the realization that the being, what we are, is not just this physical being, has helped me a lot along the way. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I know a lot of the focus has been on healing this physical shell, right? And the way I kind of look at it, it's like a car, for example. So you go out, you get you a nice car and, you know, you like it, you're riding in it and it's nice. Well, if you don't take care of it, you don't get the oil change, it starts to break down. Okay, well, you've got this amazing body. It has the ability to do pretty much anything. You can heal from anything. But if you don't take care of it, it starts to break down. These bodies, they're vehicles. Okay, it is not you. Okay, this is not me. This shell is not me. It is my very strong belief that we are a three-part being, right? So you got the spiritual aspect, the physical aspect, and the mental aspect. And so we're focused so much on this physical aspect that we neglect the other aspects of our being. And the spiritual aspect of our being is the infinite aspect. It's the God-like aspect, if you will, the infinite aspect of us. And the more we focus on that and the more we become in tune with that, the easier it is to change our perspective on the world that we live in. I have very different thoughts about what death is. I have very different thoughts about how to attain health. I have very different thoughts about what this world is and what we can make of this world. And I also have very different thoughts about our ability to change this world. So what I want to do today is encourage you guys to start to become more in tune with yourself. Stop looking at the physical so much. I noticed that on the group, we are really focused on weight loss. And I've mentioned a few times in other videos that weight loss has never been a focus for me. Yes, we talk about weight loss. Weight loss is one of those popular topics. So it's something that I do touch on. But the goal of all of this is to become healthy. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my ultimate goal is to become the healthiest version of myself. And so I go to extremes. That's why a lot of the information that I bring you guys is something that you may have never heard, or it sounds like it's completely opposed to what you've been taught, is because I spend the extra time to really dig deep and learn about our souls and who we are, kind of like a trinity, right? Kind of like the Holy Trinity, you know, the physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of our beings. And if we neglect any area of our being, then we're incomplete. So what I want you guys to understand is that your health is in your hands, okay? And we allow doctors, we allow herbalists, we allow nutritionists to control or dictate what we can and we cannot do. If you're dealing with a debilitating disease, you don't feel well physically, you go and you seek out information from one of your favorite sources. That source can be a medical doctor. That source could be me. You know, we all have our different sources, but the reality is you are the one that's going to be doing the healing. Our bodies are designed to heal any ailment that we're dealing with, whether it's a physical, mental, or spiritual ailment. And the sooner we realize that we have more control over what we're able to do, especially in the realm of healing, the better off we are. There's a lot of contradicting information out there, all right? One of the big ones would be, for example, electrolytes. People ask me all the time, Chris, do I need electrolytes? Should I take electrolytes? I oftentimes will tell you guys electrolytes aren't necessary. Sometimes people will get into a back and forth with me about whether or not electrolytes are necessary. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to get into back and forth with people about what's necessary, what's not necessary, etc. My job is to present the information that I have found. One thing that you can hold true, you can take it to the bank, you can cash it. I will always present to you the most purest information that I have. That means that I'm not always going to be 100% right. But if I'm adamant about a point, I'm adamant for a reason. It's not because it's just some random theory that I've come up with. I usually test everything that I speak about to the best of my ability, and I present you guys the raw information. You can go and do research and you can find out more. My hope is that you do more research, and that what I'm saying becomes true for you in your life, and that you hold it and you understand that you are in complete control of your health and your well-being. Now, control, a lot of times we think about control as having a good grasp on it and being able to manipulate things the way we want, right? Sometimes control means that you understand the process and you have to let things go. You have to let go of previous understandings. You have to let go of previous thought patterns, and you have to be willing to take a risk on yourself. A lot of times when people see major miraculous healing in their lives, it's just simply because they believe in themselves. They believe that whatever disease they're dealing with, they can let it go. They can heal from it. Sometimes control means letting go. Sometimes control means not looking for a substance, an herb, a pill, or whatever it is to do something for you. Sometimes you have to just let, as energy naturally comes to you, kind of like go with the flow. And this holds very, very true when it comes to healing, because we got to start looking inside. The healing is always going to start within. We speak about herbs. We speak about eating proper foods. We speak about drinking pure water. And the reality is that we have the ability to internally create nutrition. We have the ability to internally heal and flush out toxins. And we don't need a lot of outside stimulus. Okay? Now, I mentioned a lot of times the sun. The sun plays a big role in recharging us. And it's an amazing source of energy. So I wanted to share with you guys, as you're going through your health journey and you're picking up information from this source and that source, be cognitive of the fact that at the end of the day, you are doing the work, especially when it comes to fasting. Okay? A lot of people feel like fasting is some type of treatment. And even I, have even said it in a sense that it is a treatment or something like that. Fasting is not a treatment. All fasting is, you are removing yourself from stimulus, whether it's food, whether it's heavy drink, whether it's chemicals from your deodorant or, whatever it is. And you're putting yourself in a somewhat solitary state, and your body just starts to heal. We have had some amazing testimonies on the group. It's one of the reasons why I encourage you guys to check the group out. You'll hear people talking about healing their diabetic condition in a matter of weeks. You'll hear people talking about being diagnosed with cancer, and within 21 day fast, not having cancer anymore. We're presenting this proof, okay? And if you're looking for clinical research, or if you're looking for something scientific to explain things, you might miss out on your healing. Because while, yes, I do believe that science can explain everything that goes on in our world, our science is fundamentally flawed. And the laws that we abide by cause us to not see processes that are happening that we may not be able to necessarily register with a device. And so because of that lack of understanding, we don't believe. And one of the strongest things you could do, especially when it comes to your personal healing or anything that you want in life, is to believe that it's possible. Now, we are all human, and we live in a world where we have a lot of negativity. So people such as myself, people on the group who are sharing their stories, they kind of help stimulate that belief in you. But if you don't have that belief, it's not going to work. So I try to be as upfront as I can. I still do try to be politically correct. I try to take the necessary precautions to warn you guys. But at the end of the day, you've got to be willing to take a risk on yourself. And who better to take a risk on than yourself? When it comes to healing, you don't need to be getting healed for your children. You don't need to be getting healed for your spouse. You don't need to be getting healed for your mom. You need to focus on healing for yourself. It's one of the only times where we can be absolutely selfish. And it's a good thing, because as you get healed and you gain healing, you gain knowledge, that's information you can pass on to your loved ones. One thing that I'm starting to realize is how connected I am to this process. And you guys know I'm very passionate, but by the same token, I need help. So as I start spreading this information, you guys have to start doing these things for yourselves, and you have to start sharing it so that it becomes common knowledge that sure, you can heal debilitating diseases with fasting and a healthy diet. And the reality is there's a lot of pitfalls. So what I have tried to do is I've tried to make you guys aware of the pitfalls. And that way you don't have to waste time, falling and getting back up and learning more and getting frustrated. So if you guys ask me directly, hey, Chris, what can I do? What do I need to do to heal or whatever? And you don't like the answer, there's nothing I could do about that, because I can't heal you. Nobody can heal you. Only you can heal you. So whether you're dealing with type 1 diabetes, lupus, cancer, MS, or whatever disease it is, you have to, number one, believe that you can heal. Infertility. There's so many people walking around who believe that they can't have children because a doctor told them. The body has amazing regenerative properties. You can heal anything. We see it with the liver. You cut the tip of your finger off, you can regenerate the fingertip. The reason why we have a lot of problems regenerating major organs is because we're constantly toxifying the body. So if you get nothing else from me, the goal of all this is to reduce the amount of toxins. So when I tell you guys drink distilled water, sun energize your water so that it becomes structured and it becomes alive and it becomes energized, I'm not telling you that just because it sounds good. I'm telling you that because the tap water that you drink, the bottled water that you drink, the alkaline waters that you're buying from the store have toxins, they have chemicals. Those chemicals are just slowing down your regeneration. So at the end of the day, I'm never going to tell you something that I don't believe is 100% true. And if I ever say something where I'm not certain, I will always preface it with, this is what I believe, I'm not sure, but this is what I think. I'm sorry this is not a super high energy video. I've been up all day. I've been digging ditches. I haven't eaten. I'm detoxing. So I just wanted to get this out there. There are a lot of people out there that don't want to see you get healthy. The nutrition industry does not want to see you get healthy. It is $1 billion industry. They make money off of selling you pills and serums and ideas that don't work, that keep you coming back. The pharmaceutical companies. If you guys aren't taking the time to do the research, then it's just like, oh, Chris said it, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but this doctor said differently, so I don't know. Do your own research, okay? The best thing you could ever do is invest in yourself. I've done the research. I've taken the time to read these white papers. I've taken the time to read these studies. I've also done research on the research. I look at who's funding the research. I look at, did any doctors come out later on and say, hey, we messed up, we did something wrong. I account for all of these things. And so when I'm deciding what sources are, reliable, it's not just as simple as listening to someone and they sound good. If someone's not moving in the direction that you want to go, health-wise, financially, whatever, and we've mentioned this before, do not listen to them. You guys can look at my old videos and you can see how slowly but surely my health has been increasing, just looking at me. I get compliments on my skin all the time. I get compliments on my energy all the time. I have my friends that I might not have spoken to in a while telling me that my energy is higher, it's different, I seem more happy. These are all proofs that what I'm doing is working. And I'm very excited to share this information with you guys. But at the end of the day, if you're not receiving it, there's nothing more I can do for you. So take the time, do a little extra research. It's not as simple as just doing a Google search. Sometimes you've got to read some books. People want to know what are my sources, and I'll do my best to share sources for you guys so you can kind of do a little research. But one thing you got to realize is I pull from multiple sources. One guy might be speaking about structured water. Another guy might be speaking about how, our cells don't get hydrated. Another guy might be speaking about how the sun coupled with cholesterol creates the hormone known as vitamin D. And I take this information and I start making sense of it all. And then I present it to you guys. So it's not always as easy for me to be like, oh yeah, I read this book, or oh yeah, go listen to this guy. And you'll know exactly where I got it from. I pull information from a lot of different sources. I spend tens of hours researching this stuff. And I'm not saying that you have to do that, but if you're one of those people who are skeptical, maybe that's what you need. Maybe that's what you need to really make this information your own. At the end of the day, I'll tell you guys this. Your body is wonderfully made. It is designed to heal, okay? Mainstream science recognizes this. They call it homeostasis. Your body is constantly moving towards homeostasis. If you start eating fruit only, you're going to start experiencing detox symptoms because you're giving yourself structured water. You're not over-toxifying your body, so your body instantly starts healing. That healing manifests itself as detox symptoms. They're not comfortable all the times. You will feel faint. You will feel like you have less energy. Your thoughts will be sporadic. It's all for a period of time. Stick with the process. Learn more. Get support. Stay away from the negative Nancys. Stay away from the mainstream ironclad definitions, right? If they say, oh, you've got 2 months to live, don't believe them. If you want to live another 40 years, you can do that. But it takes you truly believing that you can live another 40 years. And then you need to start putting into action what you need to do. The food is killing us. The air is toxic. The water is toxic. We need to be aware of these things. Your beauty products. One thing, and I'm going to touch on it in another video in more depth, I stopped using deodorant. A lot of you guys are like, oh, that's nasty. I don't stink. I was in a hole digging trenches all day long. I don't stink. I still sweat, not as much as I used to, but my body is becoming more clean. It doesn't, when you have a lot of body odor, it's because you're toxic. Your body is pushing that stuff out and it stinks. So I just wanted to drop this to you guys. It's late, I'm tired, but I felt moved to share this with you now in the moment when I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling this is the right time to say it. And I hope you guys receive it. As always, the application of knowledge is power. Do the work, get the results, share your testimonial, and help somebody else. That's literally all I ask. All right, guys, I hope this was well received. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.